It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Woodforde's Brewery. Really like this brewery, I really do. This is a bottle of their Old School Special. It's a classic pale ale coming in at 4.7% ABV in a 500 milliliter bottle. That's my dog. Woodforde's Brewery, beer of Norfolk. You see these beers kind of like every now and again, this side of the world in South Wales, but it's very rare. I'd love to be able to see these beers a little bit more in South Wales. I'd buy it all of the time. There's the bottle cap on the beer. And without further ado, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass. I'm not sure if this one's going to be a bottle conditioned beer. I just had a beer from Humpty Dumpty Brewery, which again are kind of Norfolk way. And that was bottle conditioned and that was brilliant. It was a mild beer, absolutely brilliant. We'll leave, if it is, we'll leave some of that sediment out for a little bit. Beer in the glass, we got a 1 finger, slightly off white head. Good levels of carbonation in the beer. It's amber in colour, slightly hazy. Head retention's really good on this one. Let's get the aroma. Whoa. It's got it doesn't necessarily have the aroma of an American pale ale, but at the same time it's definitely hoppy. This is more kind of, they grow a lot of hops around the Norfolk area, lots of hops. And you get a real sense of locally grown British hops in this aroma of this beer. It smells really good. The beer is available from our channel sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe, the largest online beer store in the UK with a fabulous range of beer from all over the world. If you love your beer, if you've been on holiday or if you've worked away and you found that wonderful beer that you want to try back in the UK, best place to find it would be beersofeurope.co.uk. There's a link in the description box of the video. The aroma's lovely. It's malty as well. Some lovely biscuity malt aromas coming through. Slight worty aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's different. That's really different. You know the first flavour I got? We'll talk about the mouthfeel in a moment, but the first flavour I actually got was licorice. Like a sort of aniseedy licorice sort of flavour coming through. Sort of like fennelly, aniseedy, maybe a touch of ginger. Oh, it's really good. Almost has like a sort of like a Norwegian feel about it. Definitely has a sort of Norwegian feel about it. And I say that because years and years ago, there was a company called Woodforde Microbrewery who I collaborated with. We brewed a few double IPAs, but they also had a beer called Slaggy Bevorgen, and it meant like bushcraft sort of brewing, like locally sourced herbs and spices and gingers and sort of anything that they could forage for that they could use in this brew, and it was terrific. It was really, really terrific beer. It was almost like nature in a glass. And I'm getting that very same feeling. It may not be kind of like fennels and gingers like crazy, but there's definitely some licorice in here, and there's definitely some kind of sort of earthy sort of hops, berry flavours coming through from the hops in the beer. It's very good. And me, very good. So let's see then if it is indeed a bottle conditioned beer. No. Certainly doesn't look that way, does it? No, there's no real sediment in the bottom of the glass. It's gone a little bit hazy though. It's gone a little bit hazy. What I really like about the beer is the head retention. But I suppose I very rarely look at beer labels before I do a review. If I start looking at beer labels before I do a review, then I'm kind of already looking at what the beer should be. The brewer's telling me what I should be tasting, and that enters your head and you end up saying it anyway. So I don't really look at the beer label before, but I can imagine them, with it being called Old School Special, they kind of swerve the kind of like American pale ale sort of market here, and they're very much probably championing British pale ale, traditional British pale ales that have been around for hundreds of years. Let's read the label and find out. It's fantastic though, biscuity, nutty, good mouthfeel, good carbonation, lovely hop character coming through on the beer. Let's have a look. Oh no, there's no there's no real description at all. I thought they might. Well, it kind of like it kind of speaks for itself. It is an old school pale ale, of course it is. It speaks for itself, doesn't it? Woodforde's, you might have heard of the name. They got a very famous beer called Woodforde's Brewery, and the reason why that sort of rings a bell is because they do homebrew kits. They used to sell them in Wilkinson's. When Wilkinson's had their stores, you could buy Woodforde's kind of brew kits, and you could brew Woodforde's Brewery. And I think that's where I really kind of not understood the brew, or kind of like that's where I got the brand from, the Woodforde's name. That's where it kind of like cemented in my head. Always seeing these Woodforde's brew kits in Wilkinson's, because I used to live down the road from one. I had a house that I renovated down the road from. But licorice, berry, fruit flavours, extremely drinkable, really good, really good. Look at it as I rock it back and forth. Look at that carbonation chasing that head up the glass. Really good beer. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Reload Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.